Hello, so you are in my test course again, and I'm going to show you how to make a quiz. One thing to note about quizzes in Canvas is that you cannot create them from assignments. If you want to create a quiz or a survey, you have to go to quizzes. So, as you can see, I'm in quizzes right now. I just selected the quizzes link. From here, I'm within this quiz. So, if you've already created something and you're still working on it, when you click on it again, it's going to look a little like this. You can see this is published because it's in my test course. I wanted to show you something that was published. I'm going to choose to edit this quiz. So every time you edit a quiz, you're going to see a page much like this. And here's the title for the quiz. I usually just number my quiz 1, quiz 2, but you could type whatever in there. Here's the instructions for taking the quiz. So if you are timing the quiz, for example, you might want to share with students this quiz is timed for 20 minutes, and that way, they'll know that there's a time limit on it. You could share what the quiz covers, whatever kind of instructions you want to leave there. If this is your first time to Canvas and you want to make sure things work, the nice thing about Canvas is that it does allow for practice quizzes. These are ungraded quizzes that students just use and go through to make sure that they know how to use a quiz. I primarily use this if I choose to use the Lockdown browser or if I ask them to use the webcam when they take quizzes. I don't usually require that. There actually are ways that students can work around those maneuvers. For example, with Lockdown browser, the idea is that once they click on to take the quiz, they can't open any other browser window. But they also have phones if they're working on a computer, or they might have another way to access something in order to answer those questions. So while they're really good tools to use, and they're probably usually pretty good, there are ways around them that students may find. So they're not perfect in their design, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to choose a graded quiz. It's going to be, we'll just have in the assignments group since that's all I've created for this. You have all these options here. You can choose what you want to do. I'm just going to show you some things that happen if I click on some of these, like the time limit there you can choose. That's for the entire quiz, not per question. Allow multiple attempts. Canvas gradebook is great. So if you create an entirely true-false multiple choice question quiz that you don't have to go and moderate in any way, or grade, I should say, in any way, and you want to allow them, let's say, more than one attempt, maybe 2, and they can keep the highest score, you can do that and set it up in Canvas. You can allow students to see their quiz responses, but I could see if you didn't choose that, you'd want to deselect that, or maybe not, I guess. And then show one question at a time. I usually select this, and then I lock questions after answering, which means I can't go back and do it. And I think that's fine if you allow multiple attempts. But these are my personal perspectives. Yours can be totally different. This is my test course, so if it was an actual course, it would tell you what course it's for. Since we're primarily going to be working within April, I'm just going to select this for Friday, April 3rd, and you can make it available from when they get back to till the end of the week. Also, since we're going online, you could even do this to Sunday if you wanted to. We have no idea like the anxieties our students may be facing. So, these are things to be thinking of as we move online. So I'm just going to select save, but it's not going to let me do that because this is my test course and I did all this way back in 2016. So here, I should make sure you knew where I went. So I am in details right now. This is just details of the quiz. It sets parameters for the quiz. It sets some options for you. If you want to create quiz questions, you have to click on questions. And you can see that I have 3 questions here already. I'm going to open one up, edit them. By the way, if there are no questions, it'll show you, and hopefully it's down here, good. So it'll show you where you can create a new question group, or find questions. So here, what it's going to show you is previous questions that you've asked in this course, and you can repeat those. So it's kind of nice, and if you have taught this course before and created quizzes, you can just load from the question bank. But if you don't have anything like that, you will have to create your own questions. So in this box here, you would ask whatever question you want students to respond to in your quiz. And here's all the answers that they could have. The correct answer will always be green. Possible answers are here, and they are incorrect for this multiple choice. And then, of course, you want to make sure to update question. I always select update question because then it'll automatically load the points up here for the quiz, and that way you'll know how many points the quiz is. So if you go back to details, there's no way here that you create an amount of points. It'll just ask you if it's a graded quiz or not. Here is where the points will be added up as you create questions. So for example, if I decide, this question right here should be more than 1 point, because it has multiple answers, I'm going to make it 2 points. And you can see some of the multiple answers there. Update question and do that. And then you can see it's now 6 points. So you can go through and make questions like that. The nice thing about Canvas is that if you do have to leave your quiz, let's say, because you get interrupted by small children, you can save it and it'll save it. And then you can go back and edit it again at a later date. I'm just going to cancel out of that. And if for some reason something happened and it says you have made changes to questions in this quiz, these changes will not appear for students until you save the quiz. Let's say you forgot to save a question. This happens to me all the time. I'll revise a question, forget to update it. You can just select save it now. But I always make sure and go through to update those questions if you change them. As you can see in my example, I forgot to do that. It's really easy to forget to update questions and quizzes, as you just saw. If you do want to go back, you can go and edit the quiz as needed, add new questions or something like that. So that is how quizzes work. I should probably also share with you that you can use SpeedGrader for this quiz. If I open up SpeedGrader, it's not going to show me anything because there's no students in this course, but it would allow you to go through and see the answers, even if it's a quiz that just is automatically graded in Canvas because you set it up as true, false, multiple choice, things like that without short answer or essay questions. You can still go and see how students answered. And that way, if you feel like there was a question there that was a little bit too challenging for students at this point, you can go and there'll be a place at the bottom of the quiz where you can fudge points, so to speak. So for example, there was one time I created what I thought was a badly phrased question, and so I just gave students points for attempting to answer it. So that's a little bit on quizzes. I hope it's been helpful for you.